Hello, and welcome to the webinar. Today, you'll be getting a first look at the newest addition to our Squiz DXP, the Content Data Platform, or CDP. I'm Leonie May, Senior Product Marketing Manager here at Squiz, and you'll be joining me over the next 45 minutes as we go through some of the basics of personalization, why you should care, limitations to current personalization solutions out there, and how our Squiz CDP takes a practical approach for you to achieve personalization. I'll then hand over to Carrie Han, our project manager that's leading the charge. She will explain the 6 steps to achieve a personalized customer journey and how the CDP fits in, after which you'll get a demonstration of the CDP. So let's get started. First, some introductions. Joining me to answer your questions is Julie Brettel, Chief Product Officer, and Carrie Han, Product Manager here at Squiz. Just for some housekeeping, the webinar is being recorded and you will receive a copy via email within the next day. If you have any technical difficulties during the session, you can use the Q&A window by clicking the icon at the bottom of your screen. And please submit any questions into the Q&A window. The icon is also located at the bottom of your screen there. And feel free to submit the questions at any time. Julie and Carrie will be answering questions at the end of the session. Now, Squiz CDP is part of our DXP personalization capability. So why should you care about personalization? Well, very few organizations do personalization well, but those that do increase conversion. So think prospects turning into students if they get the most relevant information delivered fast. It can improve online services. So it makes information easier to find. A citizen looking for a council service, for example, finds it in seconds. And it creates an emotional connection. Building trust and loyalty with positive experiences keeps them coming back for more. But first, let's look at some of the facts and figures. Personalization continues to drive digital marketing leaders' objectives. Now, for 47% of digital marketing leaders responding to a recent Gartner digital marketing survey, delivering improved personalization is among the top customer data objectives. This shows personalization is still highly important to leaders and it's a top priority. And despite this enthusiasm, the same survey found that nearly 2/3, so 63% of digital marketing leaders described delivering personalized experience to their customers as a moderate to significant challenge. And these challenges included leveraging customer data and insights, aligning messaging to customers' channel preferences, and the findings suggest that marketers still lack the tools they need to implement effective personalization. And according to Forbes, there are still resource constraints. They reported that 41% of marketers struggle with insufficient staffing and skills to execute on their personalization initiatives. And personalization is hard. Very few organizations do it well because personalizing a journey, it can seem too big to even get started. And some of the barriers that we see include limited or locked data available. So you need access to the right customer data. If you lack, say, sufficient data about your customers, such as preferences, behaviors, purchase history, it's a huge challenge. And insufficient data collection mechanisms, data silos, privacy concerns, it all hinders your ability and usability of customer data. You might have a lack of resources. This is very common in today's world. Implementing personalization initiatives require dedicated resources, think personnel, technology, and ongoing maintenance. Large teams are required to set up and maintain. Limited budget, resource constraints means you might not be able to invest in the necessary tools, technologies, and skills required. You might have inadequate tech infrastructure. You'll require robust technology to collect, analyze, and act upon customer data in real time. If your existing tech stack is outdated, fragmented, or lacks integration capabilities, it can really hinder your ability to implement personalization. And there might be poor data integration. Personalization often requires integrating and unifying data from various sources and systems. If you struggle with data integration due to incompatible systems, it can hinder your ability to get that unified view of your customers. So what we've done is we've taken a real practical and achievable approach to personalization. Other CDP solutions in the market are not created specifically for organizations with small teams in highly complex environments. So how is Squiz CDP different? So we allow for simple data collection and unification. You can easily unify user data across systems, channels, and devices. Data can be captured from any source, Squiz or third party. Customer interactions are easily tracked across the web in real time, and data is imported into the CDP from, say, websites, apps, CRM, or any of your online sources. It's fast to get started and use. With Squiz, you're up and running in days, not weeks or months. Once you have access to the CDP from the DXP console, you can easily enable an event feed to track website behavior and segment users into groups. It can be done by any of your non-tech personnel. It plays well with any tech. Squiz CDP integrates really well with your current CMS, CRM, LMS, or marketing automation tools. And customer data can be unified from and distributed to other platforms for that end-to-end omni-channel personalization. Third-party systems such as marketing automation tools can be used to deliver the personalized experience. And data governance is made easy. You get a secure and controlled environment for managing citizen, student, customer data. It includes consent management, data governance, and it helps maintain data privacy, security, and of course, regulatory compliance. As you may know, Squiz DXP is made up of 9 core capabilities that you need to build brilliant experiences fast. And Squiz CDP is part of the personalization capability. It allows you to collect, unify, and segment customer data to drive personalized experiences across all channels. So how does it work? The CDP collects data in a governed way. It ingests only the right data needed for personalization. So think site behavior, relationship data from different sources like websites, apps, CRMs, or even IoT sensors. It then unifies that data to generate a 360-degree profile of each of your customers. Now, customer segments are created, and if the customer profile matches to the logic in that segment, they then receive the personalized content or outreach via different channels. Now, this breaks down data silos and empowers your internal teams to create highly personalized and authenticated experiences. I'm now going to pass over to our project manager, Carrie Han, who will show you the CDP in action. So thanks, Carrie.
Thanks, Leonie. And thanks for driving the slide for me, please. I'm going to use a university website personalization as an example to bring the CDP into action. So in this case, the anonymous user, can you just go back one slide, please? Thank you. In this case, the anonymous user is an international student looking to study business in Australia. And the goal is to get them to hit that Enroll Now button, which will increase conversion. And if you attended our step-by-step guide to web personalization webinar, these 6 steps might look familiar to you. If you didn't attend that previous webinar, you can watch the copy of the recording accessible on our website. And today, we're going to focus more on step 4 onwards, how our latest DXP's capability customer data platform can enable web personalization in a more practical and achievable way. We covered the step 1 and 2 already. Step 1 is define the user segments in this use case. We create a segment named International Business Perspective, basically a prospective international student who wants to study business. And then step 2, the personalization goal for this segment is to increase conversion by having these users hit that Enroll Now button on the website. Step 3, map the user journeys. For the demo purposes, we will illustrate a user journey of an anonymous user who browses through the university's website to find more information about business studies. So let's use the Squiz higher education site here as an example. Here is the user journey before applying the personalization. Visit 1. When a user lands on the website for the first time, the user accepts the cookie consent banner, which allows the CDP to track web activities and store user preferences. The user browses the study area and learns about business-related programs. And then the user accepts the cookie consent banner, and which pops in at the first time recognize these are the new visitor comes to the website. So and then it started to capture their interactions with the website. When the user browses through the study areas and learn about business-related programs, the user completes the initial discovery on the website. That's the top visit 1 in the user journey. And then the visit 2 is days later on the social media platform. The user sees a post about the upcoming virtual open day from the university. The user clicks learn more and is taken to the international students landing page of the website. Weeks later, after attending the virtual open day event, without any personalization on the website, the user could go various pathways on the website, then eventually finds the Enroll Now button and decides to apply. So, and then another scenario here, if we just applied one personalized step in this entire user journey, and then instead of having the user to browse through from the international landing page, the CDP detects what user has previously visited and also have an existing cookie banners which captured they've previously consent on the website. And then from that onwards, when they landed on the international landing page, a pop-up banner to prompt them to the Enroll Now application page. Then from there, the user leads to enrollment page directly. So remember, the goal of the personalization here is to have the user, as an anonymous web visitor, click the Enroll Now button. So from step 4 onwards is where we're going to set up and activate personalization on the DXP platform. CDP collects and unifies segment customers and activate the real-time personalization. And then step 5 is where you will see a bit in the demo, the CMS assign content for the targeted user segment. And then we go back within the demo to see how within the CDP, we can measure the segment success of this personalized journey. So let's go straight into the demo.
This is the DXP console, where you can find all of Squiz's capabilities in one platform. To access CDP, we are going to click on this card here, which then brings us to the CDP dashboard. As you can see here, we can see event data ingested from various places into the CDP, and the number of customer profiles developed and creating a single customer view. Let's check out the sources menu here. On this page, you can see all available data sources that CDP collects and unifies to create a single customer view, including both website behavior and data integrations from all your digital ecosystem. For this demonstration, we want to start tracking website behavior. So let's enable that option by clicking the switch from the source list. This option is enabled. CDP will start capturing web behavior across all your websites hosted within the Squiz DXP. Remember, we defined the user segment and the goal in step 1 and 2. We want to identify any prospective international business students and lead them to hit that enroll button. Now it's time to capture interactions within the user journey using the event feeds functionality on CDP. The event feed can enable you to collect specific events based on user online behavior, like a page view or button click, for a specific campaign. You can also create event feeds from system data integrations. For example, if CDP is connected to your CRM system, any change made in the CRM will be synced to the single customer view profile if the mapping is created here. We mapped out the user journey in step 3. Now it's a time to capture the user interactions in the journey, and their behavior data can be fed into the CDP and used to define the international business prospective segmentation rules. Let's start with the first event feed. We want to capture anonymous users who view a page that has a content tag value of business. Let's name it business interests. The event type that we want to track is page view. The attribute filters section below is where you put the rule. The interest tags on the page has tag business. Now let's proceed with setting up the second event feed. Our intention is to monitor the user's journey from the moment they encounter a social media post. Click on the link and eventually land on the international student landing page of the website. To narrow down the specific campaign, we have set a filter to match a URL query string that contains a campaign value of 2023 international event. And we also narrowed down the referral domain from Linktree. Now let's move on to the third event feed. We want to capture the page view request from an international location on this event feed. DXP can automatically track the user's city, continent, country, and region from the user's browser. We can apply a filter to exclude users from Australia using the attribute filter and matching the location country to does not equal AU. We have created 3 web behavior event feeds that will provide useful insights for segmenting anonymous users and inferring their interests and motivations to engage with the university's website. Next, from the navigation bar, we will go to segmentation. It's a segment builder within the CDP where we can establish adaptable business rules and determine metrics based on events and customer attributes. Our next step is creating a CDP segment with the criteria we've collected from those event feeds. Let's name this segment International Business Prospective. Here, we can use a combination of AND and OR logic in defining the rules. To be included in this segment, the site visitor must come from an international location, and they either click on the social media international campaign post or viewed business-related program content on the website at least twice. This segment can be used straight away in the content management system to personalize the site content. Let's switch from the console, where we can apply personalized content to this particular segment. In Squiz CMS, a segmentation asset is available to align with segment IDs from the CDP. By connecting a content asset to this segmentation, the DXP understands the user segment and delivers tailored content aligned with that segment. In this example, a pop-up message says interested in international programs, with the link leads the user straight to the enrollment page. Now we personalized one step in the user journey. We want to see how successful this content personalization contributes to the goal of improving conversion rate. Let's go back to CDP and create another event feed to track the Enroll Now button, which is the end step of the user journey that we defined at the beginning. Let's name this new event feed International Enroll button. And we want to choose custom from the drop-down menu as the event type. And then using the attribute filters section, we are going to set up the rule international button click equals true. Then from here, we will link this new event feed with the international business prospective segment within the segmentation list. Now comes the exciting part, observing the success of our personalized approach. The CDP provides analytics, allowing us to monitor the success metrics on a daily ongoing basis. To analyze the outcomes, we navigate to the single customer view within the CDP. By clicking on the Customers tab in the navigation bar and selecting International Business Perspective from the drop-down list, we gain immediate access to the impact of our personalization efforts. In this view, a chart showcases the collected event occurrences tied to the success metrics we established. It paints a clear picture of how our content personalization strategy is directly influencing our main goal, improving conversion rates. The chart provides an up-to-date snapshot of our success. And there you have it, a more efficient and impactful way to deliver content personalization and demonstrate the influence of web personalization on conversion rates using the CDP.
Okay, so there you have it, the demonstration of the CDP in action. And we do have some questions that have come through while the video was running. So I'll just invite Carrie and Julie to jump on and start going through some of these questions. Yeah, some really good questions coming through. So I'll just start with the first one and work my way down. Isn't the CDP the same as third-party cookies for tracking customer interactions, preferences, and behaviors? I guess what's the difference between third-party cookies and your first-party cookies?
Yeah, I can address that. Great question. Because basically, what the CDP tracks in terms of customer interactions, preference, and behavior are very similar to what a third-party cookie would track. However, with the growing concern about privacy and data protection, many web browsers and operation systems are moving away from supporting third-party cookies. This could pose challenges for business rely on those third-party cookie technology to track the user behaviors and the preferences. So, however, the CDP is rely on first-party data, which isn't as impacted by change in the browser policies. So it offers a more secure, privacy-friendly, and effective way to collect and use the customer data, especially in the future where the third-party cookie might not exist at all. So the first-party cookie, which CDP use to accept user consent as a first start, and then you make sure users are aware of how their data is collected and how their data is processed as part of this data ownership process. So it's actually helped the organization to understand the data they collected is grant trust from their customer. And also this means they have directly control over how their data is used without depending on any third-party companies to handle the data for them. And then it's as ongoing, like personalization is crucial for delivering tailored experiences. So CDP gather those data from various sources with the user consent, and then use the data. Organization can craft more personalized experiences with the trust from their consumer, and make sure the personalization is authenticated, targeted, and effective.
Great. Thanks very much, Carrie. Integration question. So how can I integrate CDP with my current CMS system?
Yeah, so there's a small demo part within the demonstration to show how Matrix CMS can understand the segmentations from the CDP and then be able to configure what particular segment is targeted for a piece of content during the authoring process. So what hasn't been showing in the demo is the coming personalized component services. So we have a new page building features, which is going to be enabled soon with the DXP, allows you to see a list of segmentations from CDP and then be able to assign that through the user interface. So yeah, keep an eye on that. That's the most exciting bit, how you can interact and use straight away between your CMS component services with the CMS CDP segmentation.
Okay, I might just jump to the next question, just going on that same topic. This one's probably more Julie focused. So what's next on the DXP roadmap? So customers want to know what they can expect next.
Yeah, so lots and lots of things. Specifically for the CDP, there's a lot of things around personalized validation. So one of the big problems that we're really trying to help our customers solve is around how do you validate that your personalization strategy is working if you're a services-based organization, if it's not really easy for you to see a big bump in something like selling a lot more socks or something. So we are doing a lot of work on that over the next kind of 12 months around how do we give our customers tools to help them understand what the effect their personalization is having. And lots more features and integrations just to make those integrations, as Carrie was talking about, even faster and simpler for everyone. Otherwise, on the roadmap, we have a lot more things. There's actually a roadmap section on our website, and I have recently published a video with a lot of things on it. But there's a lot of improvements. Our forms is about to be released, a new advanced forms functionality. We have some AI improvements coming as well, which is a really exciting part of our roadmap. And we have our new optimization tool, which is coming very soon, which is another way you can validate your personalization strategy. So this is A/B testing, which you can, for example, with personalization, do a personalized versus a non-personalized, and then see if you're actually getting the effect that you wanted. So a lot of our roadmap really talks to the rest of it to really can make sure that the entire DXP is helping you reach your goals with your digital experiences.
Amazing. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the background, so definitely keep an eye out for all the updates. I think this one's back to Carrie, jumping back into sort of some more detailed questions. So what happens if a user falls into multiple segments? How do you prioritize the personalization?
Yeah, it's through the configuration. So from the authoring process, you are able to pick one or more than one segment assigned to the content you authorized in CMS. And the new page building experience will allow you to order the segmentations you want to assign to that piece of content, so that that order becomes the instructions on how you prioritize when a user comes in with multiple segments assigned to that particular user session. And then you already instructed in the CMS which content showing to the user based on the order of the segment you assigned for that piece of content.
Okay, thanks, Carrie. So yeah, very easy to prioritize segmentation for users there. This is cool. Good feedback. Are all analytics statistics reports available in real time, or is there a delay?
Yeah, I can address as well. Thank you. Yeah, this is a good question. So for the real-time personalization, where the web activities comes in real time, we start to counting and tracking those particular event feed, and then generate the analytics report on how many times, for example, the user viewed the pages, which causing them to fall in that particular segment. And that piece of information is real time. But because CDP not just capture the web activities in real time, it also sourcing the data integration data from your various CRM system or learning management supporting system, even marketing automation system. And these data depends on how you integrate with them. It's going to be in a batch or a regular scheduled update. These reports will be a delay. So it's really on a case-by-case basis.
Okay. Thanks, Carrie. And we've just got one more question here. How does CDP work with known logged in user data?
Yeah, so because the CDP helps the organization to actually manage the entire user journey, then it's always come from, if the user is not logged in, then there's no authenticated cookie assigned to that particular user, then they will be treated as anonymous, a no user. But from time to time, when they actually interact with their IDP and login system, the user become a no user, which has the information about their individual information matched in the system within the CDP. So then they become a knowing user. I think in the demo, the event feed have not only just a page view, but also have, is that a return visit or is that a login user? And also we introduce some of the custom click events, and all these factors CDP will understand and differentiate between an anonymous user and the login user.
Okay, that's great. We had another question pop up as well. How can I measure the success of personalization? So the measurement question there.
Well, this is a great question because we think not all the CDP does this well and does it easier for customer to measure the personalization success. So we actually spend a lot of effort to provide the tools for measure the success of personalization. So as part of the demo, you can create an event feed, such as click a button, if that's the end goal for your conversion. And then you can use that as a measure attached to your segmentation. So you may start to just personalize that small section of the site, but from that particular page view, you can tell after the personalization, my page view for that group of segmentation increased from the chart you see from the success measure, and then to quickly have the feedback loop saying, on that particular day, I turn on personalization, and from that day onwards, I see the page view increased. So that will give you some indication about how effective that piece of personalization works. And then coming up, we are doing more evaluations and tests with customer use cases to allow we can add multiple success measure to a single segment, because we know you not just personalize one page or one component services for the segment. And often you have multiple components which targeted the same segmentations. So you might want to see a more complex success measure of how personalization works for your segment user.
Yeah, so seeing all those components on a page. Very good. Okay, so that's all the questions that we've got here. We will be publishing the questions as well, and we do encourage you to send any questions through to ask@squiz.net. You might be thinking after the webinar that I wonder how this works. Please don't hesitate to send your questions through to ask@squiz.net. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you again real soon.